Good evening all and welcome back. Remember to like, comment and share this video. Tomorrow under the floodlights at Anfield, 5:30 kick-off, Liverpool against West Ham. We've had two cup games in a week, winning one cup and one we've progressed into the quarter-finals where we play Forest or Huddersfield away. It's been a good draw to us so far. The FA Cup, Shrewsbury at home, Cardiff at home, Norwich at home, and then we're either away to Forest or Huddersfield. So no excuses for us not to get to the semi-final. But it's a great week, of course, to be a Liverpool fan, having won the Carabao Cup final on penalties. Queevy and Kelleher, the Irish Casillas, being the hero for us. But the lads I felt were so resilient, so professional under pressure, and it was an unbelievable, a huge win, big statement. And the quadruple is on. You know, we've a chance now of, after winning one trophy, a realistic chance, of course, of winning every other trophy that we're in. But we also have to be realistic. It's going to be hard. And this is where now the going gets tough. We've games every few days. Games are coming thick and fast now. And tomorrow is a big one against West Ham. West Ham, who are in fifth place, they're just behind United, who are in fourth place. But they're ahead of Arsenal, but Arsenal have 3 games in hand. Arsenal who are in 6th place, and you can see it sort of, the form is unravelling a bit for West Ham. You know, the consistency isn't there, and you can kind of see now that they just don't have the legs, they don't have the squad. When I was doing a Liverpool and West Ham previews on the LFC Day Trippers back in November when they beat us 3-2, and I was on with Conroy and we were talking about West Ham are doing really well. They have a really good chance, of course, in finishing fourth this season. And they won the favourites at the time because they were unbelievably doing exceptionally well. But obviously, as the seasons went on now, you know, they went out a cup on Wednesday night against Southampton. They were beaten 2-1. They haven't won a cup since 1980. So this season, they felt with the form they're in, with, you know, some of the great players they have in the team, that it was an opportunity to maybe go forward in the cup or win a cup, certainly compete more. So we know that they're, you know, that they've no competitions left now. But look, the league, I don't see West Ham getting fourth. If West Ham were to turn up tomorrow and get anything against Liverpool, I don't see it happening. Liverpool are the most informed team at the moment. We've won 11 games straight in all competitions, scored in 27. I think we've conceded only 4. Yeah, it was 3 up to Chelsea, and then we conceded 1 against Norwich. So we're in flying form, and in those 11 games, not only have we scored 27, won all the 11 and only conceded 4, we've also won a cup on penalties as well. It was nil all over the game, of course, but we're the most informed team now. We're an unbelievable team. We've legs in there now, we've options in there now, and you can see the lads, that unity, that togetherness, that never give up. It's all there, and Jurgen Klopp is loving every bit of it. But tomorrow, look, it's David Moyes has never won at Anfield. Jurgen Klopp was asked that in the press conference, and he just says, long may that continue. You know, he doesn't obviously win tomorrow. We've had some good games against West Ham down the years. Remember last season we played them at Anfield, and I think it was Nat Phillips' first game. We got man of the match and we won the game. It might have been 2-0 or 2-1, I think, but it was a game we edged anyway, but it was a good game. And earlier on the season, look, we didn't turn up. We could have probably had, you look at the chances, we could have had goals, but overall we weren't good enough. West Ham had played on the Thursday night in Europe away, and we hadn't, and we looked like the team that had. We just weren't good enough in the day. There was just nothing about us, no urgency, and we were deservedly beaten 3-2 in the day, and West Ham's game plan was executed brilliantly. And Moyes got a win over Liverpool because he hasn't won at Anfield. He hasn't beaten Liverpool at Anfield, so hopefully that long may does continue. But I can't see anything else other than the Liverpool win. Again, I do think this is going to be a tight enough game because West Ham will come and think, well, we can get somewhat of the season still by going to Anfield and beating them. We've only lost 2 league games all season, and West Ham will know the stats and the form going into this game, of course. And look, as I said, there's not much pressure on West Ham because I think all the pressure now is on Liverpool. We win tomorrow, we're 3 points behind City. City obviously have to play then at home to United in the Manchester derby on Sunday, and they haven't over the years got great results in that. But let's see what happens in that game, because obviously United as well are out of form. They're not the most informed team, and you'd fancy City to win it. But if you're asking me, I would say probably a draw in that game. I really do, because I think City were lucky last week maybe against Everton, get a draw, a penalty that wasn't given the week before. They lose at home in stoppage time against Spurs. So let's wait and see. But this will certainly be a big test for City. And look, tomorrow, I do think it'd be a test for us because we're playing a good side in West Ham who, look, they've done well this season. I think they've won 13 out of 27 games. They've drawn a couple and they've lost 8 games of late. the form has dipped, as I said, they've unravelled a bit. But let's wait and see what happens tomorrow. You'd still fancy Liverpool though to win. There will be changes. A couple of lads were rested midweek, although we didn't make a whole load of changes, but we're still able to make a couple. And look, Bowen, Antonio, Barame, I know they're the three top scorers for, well, I think Jared Bowen is the top scorer for West Ham. He's been exceptional this season. They're going to be a threat, and they'll be able to prove a point against Liverpool and show no fear. I did see coming into this that Virgil van Dijk can set a Premier League record of 60 home games without ever losing. He is tied on 59 at the moment with former United player, believe it or not, in Lee Sharp. So that'd be exceptional. That Van Dijk's never lost at Anfield. The last time Van Dijk's lost at Anfield was against Liverpool for Southampton. So what a stat that is. So tomorrow he can break that stat. He couldn't. He is on 59 with Lee Sharp. They share that. Tomorrow he can beat that record and go 60 games unbeaten at home. That is absolutely unbelievable. I've seen as well West Ham have lost a club record of 69 league games against Liverpool. They won one of their past 51 fixtures at Anfield in all competitions, when I think they beat us 3-0 in 2015. I remember Lovren had a nightmare in that game. So they don't have a great record either at Anfield. And as I said, with them going out of cup midweek, it was really disappointing for them, because with the season having, I know the form's dipped a little bit in the league, but they're still, in competition for the top four, certainly for the top six finish for European football for next season. They would have felt they could have been more competitive in the cup and probably even won one, who knows. But they just thought they don't have a big enough squad for me. They're not a team that, I felt up to a couple of months ago they were going to get fourth. The last time they played us and they beat us, you felt it could be game on, it could be a season for them. But as the seasons went on, as injuries have caught up on them, and not all the results that they've got, they deserve to draw or lose. So it is what it is. I seen them a couple of weeks ago at Old Trafford. United scored very, very late. I think it was the last few seconds of the 95th minute, and they were beaten at Old Trafford against United. And in that game, United were obviously the better team and deserved the 3 points. But when it gets to that late in the game, you think West Ham are probably going to get something from it, and they didn't. So the likes of that, those results will not do West Ham any favours for top four. And I'll say it now, and I'm confident come the end of the season in May I'll be saying the same. They ain't getting top four. Arsenal at the moment are favourites. I'm not even sure whether they'll get it. They've 3 games in hand over West Ham. I think West Ham might be ahead of them in the table by a point. They might be ahead of Arsenal. I'm not 100% sure there. I think they are. They're actually on level points with West Ham on 45 points each, but they've obviously Arsenal 3 games in hand, and United are 2 points ahead of West Ham with the same amount of games played. So you'd say out of 3 of them there with the Arsenal, but for me Arsenal I don't think are good enough either. But one of those, because I don't think Spurs will get 4th place either. But tomorrow at Anfield, it will be a great atmosphere. It's on Sky Sports. It's 5:30 kick-off. I can't wait for it, because Liverpool going to try and win their 12th game in a row. This Liverpool team have absolutely been unbelievable so far this season, particularly since the return of the year. We draw against Chelsea, and then we just kick on. We lose Mane, we lose Keita, we lose Salah to African Cup of Nations, and everyone thought we would have struggled, but we didn't. We done absolutely exceptionally well. And on Sunday there in the Cup against Chelsea, it was a tight enough game. I think overall, you'd say it probably deserved to go to extra time, and then obviously in extra time it deserved to go to penalties, and both teams it's a lottery then on whoever wins it. And Liverpool were just so resilient, so good, so professional under pressure, and that's what got us through it. And you look at 21 penalties, only 1 missed, and Chelsea kept and missed it. In the end, it probably didn't deserve really a loser of the game, but when you get to that stage in the final, there has to be a loser, and great that Liverpool won it, and it's 1 trophy. 1 so far out of 4 and 3 to go. Marshall, Ayoub, big shout out Marshall. Big up Das, can't wait for tomorrow's game. 2-1 Liverpool. Yeah, I do think it'll be tight, Marshall. I don't think it's going to be a routine big win for Liverpool, because as I said, there's more pressure on us now. We're hot on the heels of City. It's normally a tight enough game against West Ham. They've good fullbacks, they're good on the channels, good at pressing as well. We'll see how it goes. I expect it to be tough though, but I'll go for I think 2-1. You could be right in 2-1. I'll go with that, Marshall. And as I was just saying there a while ago, Van Dijk to get the record then of 60 games unbeaten at Anfield, because he hasn't lost a game at Anfield since he's come in. The last time he lost was when he was playing for Southampton against Liverpool. But yeah, let me know, Marshall. I hope United do us a favour. Yeah, let me know what you think that score will be. I think that could be a draw. I do. I think, look, as I was just mentioned a while ago, City were lucky last week against Everton, particularly with that controversial decision. It wasn't controversial for me. It was as clear as day. It was a penalty. And then obviously they lost the week before against Spurs, having a little bit of a wobble. But City are City, they're still top. If we win tomorrow, we're only 3 ahead of them, and then they have to play Sunday, but we'll then have the game in hand over them. Let's wait and see what happens. But we get the job done tomorrow, and let's hope United can't take points off City or even beat them. It'd be great if they could beat them at the Etihad. But let's wait and see what happens. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Let me know if you do tune into. Obviously, not many in the live so far. Let me know in the comments what you think about the game tomorrow and what the score will be and who you think will start. Marshall throws in a comment. I'll just read this out before we go. Bowen and Rice, proper ballers. Would you take Bowen in? They are. Declan Rice has really grown as a player. He's been exceptional this season for West Ham. Similar enough role to Henderson, but I don't think Rice would really improve us for what they have. I don't think he would offer that more than what we have. But Jarrod Bowen, yeah, unbelievable, Marshall. Klopp was waxing lyrics today about him in the press conference. Bowen, very young, really dynamic. He's the top goal scorer this season at West Ham. He's doing bits there. Could be a future Liverpool player. I know he was on our shortlist, wasn't he, to bring in last summer? But what a shortlist is, we don't know. It could have been a shortlist of 10 players or 5 players or whatever, and he was one of the lower ones on it. We don't know. But certainly a player to watch. Absolutely, he's hit the ground running and he's very consistent, and he has that belief now and that momentum. And I do expect him to turn up tomorrow and be a handful. He's not going to play with any fear, like Antonio won't either, or Ben Rama, any of these top players that West Ham have. So let's wait and see what happens. But certainly Bowen, proper baller. Would I take him in? I don't know because this current Liverpool team, we've enough there. We're unbelievable, and I don't really want to talk about who we should sign or who I wouldn't like to take in now while there's still a couple of weeks left in the season and we're obviously at the latter stage of it. So let's wait and see what happens. But certainly, Marshall, it's one to watch because we know, as I said, he was on the short list and we know Klopp is admired of him. Let's wait and see what happens. And I would not be at all surprised if Bowen did come in the summer, because I do think he might look to get away from West Ham. I think he's probably valued at about 40-50 million pounds. We could go in for him, absolutely, and he would be the type of FSG sign, and still young, potentially could be world class, and obviously Premier League experience. So let's wait and see what happens with that one, Marshall. But I hope everybody's keeping well. I hope you have a good weekend, and hopefully after kick-off tomorrow, after 7 o'clock when the game's over, everybody be in better form, because Liverpool have won their 12th game in a row. Liverpool will stay hot on the heels of City, and it's going to be another win at Anfield for Liverpool. Let's hope that does happen. I'm going to go with Marshall with 2-1 to Liverpool. I think it'll be a tight game, a tough game, but this Liverpool team at the moment are absolutely levels ahead. We're the best side of world football at the moment, and you cannot back against them dropping points or back against them losing or back against them winning. They are going to win, I think, this one. Saw that Dowell throws in 2-1 Liverpool. Come on, you Reds. Absolutely, saw it. A new name there in the comments. Love to see that. So remember to subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Yeah, I'm going to go with 2-1 too. So that's 3 of us agreeing with a 2-1 result there. Marshall says this is obviously against Bowen. He ain't taking any of our front 3 places. No, and he's not going to take a place ahead of Salah, Mane, I don't think so, or Diaz, or Jota, or Firmino up front there. But you never know. I do think we will bring in a front man, probably possibly a wide man in the summer, and it could be Bowen. As I said, still young, having a great season, Premier League experience. He ticks all the boxes and there's all the hallmarks to be a future Liverpool player and a real FSG sign, and a type of player that Klopp would mould into a world-class player, no doubt. We are going with 2-1 to Liverpool tomorrow. Let's hope the Reds do it. Remember, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, do subscribe. Remember to like, comment and share this video. And yeah, let's win tomorrow, Liverpool. Let's get this job done. Let's stay consistent and get 12 wins out of 12. And then we go marching on to Europe, which is going to be on Tuesday night against the mighty Inter Milan. We've already I would say a foot and a half in the quarterfinals. I'll be back on next week, hoping to get on before Inter Milan to do another video, get a couple of guests on as well to do a preview of that game. That's a huge game in Europe, a place to get into the last 8 of Europe, but we've a bit of business to do. Before we play on Tuesday night, let's hope we can hammer the hammers tomorrow night. Big up all, take care.